Sports Network. My name is Neal Ruhl. I'm back from vacay. I'm running with Stick here today.
Yes,
He's
sir.
in for D-Mac. Now it's D-Mac's turn to do the vacation. That's the way that it works, everybody.
Can we just get this all out of the way before football season? Because once
Yes.
September hits, no more vacations for anybody.
We're chained to the desk,
Right.
and that's it. That's the way it's going to go. No, but happy to be back. Excited to be back. We got Sam Flannel here in the building as well. The legend Killer is here in the house. We got Mike Gentry in for Spence today. So
Spence
yeah,
got a flat tire.
Is that what the story was?
That's what he texted me this morning. Hey, I got a flat tire. Can you guys help me with TD and before I get in? So yeah, here we go. Gentry coming in from the bullpen. You gotta love Michael Gentry, man. Put yourself on camera. Give yourself some shine.
give yourself some shine.
That's
Mike
that dude
Gentry.
right there.
Guys, I appreciate that.
There he is. Happy to have all of you as well in our YouTube chat there. If you're watching on the YouTube channel, if you're subscribed on YouTube, tap in Detroit Dabber. Very comforting with the What Up Dough to lead things off. Dos Burrito, excited to hear the ruler drop knowledge in the aftermath of the golf match. And yes, it certainly was.
The aftermath.
The aftermath of the golf match where, we got the job done on 18. I'm comfortable saying that. We did. Victorious over Kenny Allen and Braylon Edwards were myself and D-Mac, Darren McCarty. And it came down to the end, and D-Mac scored the goal, and D-Mac made the birdie putt, and that's the way that it was. Looted Corpse says the best skill is availability.
Welcome to my world, baby.
This man's available.
I'm available anytime, anywhere. You want me on a show, I'm here for you. Because, my day, I really just sit in the back and study fantasy football. And it's like, hey, Stick, you want to do a show? I'm like, hell yeah. I'll sit with Neal Ruhl. I'll sit with Maz yesterday. Sean Belizean tomorrow. I mean, we're going all over the map this week.
Hey, Stick, man. It's the ultimate glue guy, everybody. Jeremy Anderson, what up, Neal? And Stick, what up, Jeremy? Appreciate you guys tapping in. Any way you want to get involved with the show, get involved with the show. But yes, I'm back from vacay. Went to New York City, went to Rhode Island, the beaches of Rhode Island and New England. Big New England fan. I got a question, though. I got a question. Actually, yeah, in Rhode Island, Fish, you'll appreciate this. We were staying in the hotel the New York Giants were staying in before their big preseason tilt against the Patriots, which is only like 25 minutes from Foxborough. But anyway, I digress. In New York City, obviously, tall buildings, hotel, staying in the Hilton in New York City, 30, 40-story building. I got a question for everybody out there, and maybe you guys can help me understand. I go to you guys. I go to the people to get help with understanding.
To you, the people.
What is with you people when we're waiting for an elevator, somebody comes up and pushes the button, and there's 40 stories to this place. There's a lot of people that need to get a lot of places. So the elevator's taking a couple seconds to get down. What's with you people that go back and push the up button like 4 or 5 times after it's already been pushed? Why? What's the point of that? Like the elevator's going to go, wow, I really have to get down to the ground floor right now to pick this guy up. Obviously, this is important. Why? Why do you do this? If you're somebody who does it, please elaborate.
I'm probably one of the guys that do it just because.
Why?
Because I'm impatient. I have nothing else going on. I'm waiting for that elevator. Come on, elevator, you stupid elevator, get here. I'm that way. And the same thing with the door closing. Like, I will hit that door close button 1,000 times just to make sure that door closes.
It's going to close. It does it automatically. The button's already pushed. The elevator's going to come down when it can come down.
This is why I hate technology. Like, I'm giving you a directive. Effing work. Period. It's the same thing. It's the same thing when I'm Control-Alt-Deleting my computer. Like, it's everything. Just work. Just function. That's it. Do your job.
Rack on our YouTube chat thread. Those are the same people who push the button 10 times at a crosswalk. Same thing
me.
in New York City. Just dee 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 dee. What?
That's me.
It's gonna go, everybody. It's never not gone. And if it hasn't gone, you pushing the button isn't gonna make it work if it was broken.
The crosswalk pisses me off.
Sometimes it doesn't register.
It registers every time it lights up. It's registered.
You don't know that.
Yes, I do, because that's the way it is.
No.
What is with
I
it?
need reassurance. I don't trust things. I have trust issues, especially with crosswalks.
But you see the light.
Yeah, I don't like that light either.
So here we go. Kenyatta Hill. I'm an electrician in a plant, and that's my biggest pet peeve. Thank you, Kenyatta. Like, that's my question to everybody. There's no way that helps. Let's just say it like that. The only foreseeable side effect to that is damage to the button or to the switch or whatever.
Oh, good.
Good. That's it.
You have one job. Work. If you're not working, I'm sorry. Get the hell out of here. That's how I feel about technology. You've never thrown your phone out of frustration?
No.
You never like tried to hit something and it won't refresh. It won't refresh. I'm trying to do something on my phone. And you're just like,
what's the goal with that move? What's the goal? What outcome are you looking for?
It's called frustration, Neal.
Okay, which I understand.
Yeah.
But why do you let it overtake you?
The same way you're letting your frustration with people that do it overtake you.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I want answers. Like, I'm just curious. Like, look, Stick, I'm a man of the people. If you have a conviction about something and you explain it to me, I'm reasonable. I'll listen to you.
Well, there is no reason besides it's just human nature of wanting things to happen now. I'm impatient. That's my reason. I'm impatient.
Okay. I mean, that's fine. Keaton Rudiger says control issues.
Anger issues. Oof. Man, I'm getting psychologically evaluated while I'm up here. And I did sprain my wrist hammering an elevator button.
Chuck says, oh, my God, if the button gets broke that easily, then they need to make them better.
Thank you, Chuck.
But I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it's going to. I'm just saying, what's the goal? What's going to change? The elevator's not going to say to itself, wow, Stick's down there on the ground floor. Everybody else that's waiting, get out of the way. We're going down to the ground floor to get Stick.
That elevator going to learn today.
We're going to learn.
We're going to learn today.
George Ribbo, nobody uses the stairs anymore. You know what's funny is we had, in the Ruhl family, we had a split where my son and my wife took this. I think we were on like the 22nd floor or something like that. I have like a teen limit of using the stairs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll just wait. I'll wait.
To take the stairs?
No, I'll wait for the elevator. I'm not taking the stairs.
Yeah, it depends on how many floors. Less than 4, I'm in.
Right.
Over 4, I'm out.
B-Coop 25, I'm not here for a therapy session. Let's get to sports.
Damn
okay,
right.
DB Coop.
Damn right.
Yeah, DB Coop. All right, DB Coop, let's do it. Let's get into the sports. I want to understand. It helps me understand people, DB Coop. So when we do talk about sports later on, I understand some of the trigger points. That's it.
Okay.
That's all I want to know. Sam Flannel.
I think at the end of the day, I just like to push buttons. And I think you're the same way, Neal. And you'll keep pushing the button, not on elevators, but on people. Yeah. See, so we're the same.
Some would argue that's worse.
There's a linear quality to that.
Sam Flannel, I do need your take. Am I out of line for this or what?
No, you're not out of line because people need to understand it will make people very much happier that they can't control everything. And if they kind of let go of what they can't control, they will be less stressed out. The elevator is not going to get there any faster. I understand Stick's impulses, especially with like throwing the phone, so to speak. I've definitely like thrown mine before. I've like lobbed it onto the carpet. But as far as like, you can't control everything in life, and you're going to be much happier once you realize that. That's my take.
M. Karpoff 08 says, yeah, the close button is just there for placebo effect. You know what? I've always thought that close button isn't wired to anything. It's literally just a light. And some of them don't even have lights. It's literally just there for you to push so people like Stick feel placated then.
And so I can ride in the elevator by myself, because if I see you 20 feet away, I'm closing that bitch. You ain't getting in my elevator.
And then after you do it, as you make eye contact with the people, do you ever do the... Sorry.
I tried. I'm pressing the open button.
It wouldn't work.
Sorry.
It wouldn't work. No, but I was curious about it. Otis John Jr., I use stairs all the time, especially since getting trapped in an elevator.
Wow. I've never been trapped in an elevator. That would be my nightmare, though.
I did for like 3 minutes once. But then they got it rolling again. So it didn't bother me.
I'd be the one trying to climb out the top of the elevator and like scale my way out.
Like in Die Hard with
the
hose
John
tied around
McClane,
your
bitch.
waist. Yeah, with the hose tied around your waist. But yeah, I mean, but it was a good vacation. It was a lot of fun. The beaches of Rhode Island. Robert Colosia, of course, Neal was hanging out at the Breakers. We did roll by the Breakers. We did do that. So the people that know that about Rhode Island. Chuck says, Neal, can we talk about the stair races in Chicago then? Not interested.
Never even heard of it.
I've heard of that before. Like they do the Empire State Building has one every year where you like go up all those stairs or whatever.
You know, that reminds me of the blackout. And we just kind of came to the anniversary of the blackout, too, here in Detroit, if you all remember that. Do you remember that? I was living in the Jeffersonian downtown Detroit, right by Belle Isle, and I lived on the 28th floor. And my goodness, man, like the power went out. I'm like, okay, I can walk down. Let's just drive to Macomb or something to go get some food. And then I get in the car and I hear, oh, everywhere's out for like hundreds of miles. I had to walk my ass back up 28 flights. That was exhausting. But yeah, the doorman there was actually like carrying old people up to their apartments because the elevators weren't working. So the Jeffersonian door people were the best.
I got a very on-brand story about the blackout. You know where I was? I was in Maui.
That's Neal Ruhl specific right there.
I was in Maui and turned on CNN and saw all these people walking across the bridge in New York City. And I'm like, what happened now? You know, because, you know, obviously they're 6 hours behind, and then found out the blackout happened. And I was like, wow, that sucks for you guys. I'm going to go down to the beach, Kaanapali Beach.
It did suck, man. I was sweating my ass off walking 28 flights. 28 flights. 28!
Lewis M. says, blackout was one of my favorite weekends ever. Michael Patterson, Stick is brilliant. Stick is brilliant.
Oh, thanks, Michael.
One life, one chance. Blackout was a great weekend. I am kind of sad I missed that party.
It was weird. Everybody was out because they had to barbecue all their food before it went bad. I mean, so it was wild downtown. I mean, gas stations were pretty much getting robbed half the time. People pulling up, stealing gas. Like, it was a great time in Detroit.
Yeah. So, you know, it was a wild time. But I am going to get in, and real quick, we'll just do a wrap-up. Obviously, episode 2 of Hard Knocks coming out tonight, so we'll discuss that
and the
as
after
well.
Party. Don't forget the after party live right here at 11 p.m. Me and Anson. We go live, so come back.
Absolutely. And remember, you can get involved on Woodward Sports. The post-watch party of Hard Knocks right here. 11 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm here at 11. We go live at 11 to 11:30. And last week we had like over 1,000 people watching live at 11 o'clock at night. Like it got wild. It's a good time. So yeah, come on back. The Hard Knocks after party right here.
This network, man.
How could you not though? We get 5 of these in the entire history of the Lions.
No,
think about the other lazy sports networks in town that don't do a damn thing. Oh, it's a lot. We'll talk about it in the morning. No, there's people that just watch it that are hype as hell that want to be a part of talking about it.
Real quick too, but you know, before we get to the break, I do want to talk about that because we're about to pass a pretty iconic sports media entity in this town.
You're being very kind to them, but okay. You mean the only sports entity in this town for a while? That doesn't mean you're iconic. That means you're the only effing option.
One and the same.
Yes.
About to pass them in YouTube subscribers, probably this week or next week.
Yeah, they've been around, what, 10 years, 15 years? We've been around not even 2.
18 months.
Yep. No.
It's what you guys do supporting this network real quick is incredible. The shows that we're talking, the NFL draft show got what, 30,000 views?
Easily, yeah. I mean, when we were up at Michigan, Ohio State, that thing blew up 60,000, 100,000 views. Like
more people than were at the stadium watching the draft.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the NFL stadium. You guys are incredible, man. Keep doing what you guys are doing. It is unbelievable. And there's a new player in town. Let's just say it like that. We
have big dogs on the porch.
Ciabatta, summer salads, hand dip shakes, all of it is there for you at Big Boy. Try the Chicken Club, chicken cordon bleu, sunrise Ciabattas. Ham and cheddar on the grilled ciabatta bread. Ham and cheddar on grilled ciabatta bread. Big cordon bleu. Keep it light with the Michigan apple, chicken Caesar, or Greek salad as well. Don't forget to cool off with the payoff. The whole point of all of it. Ciabattas. The big dog of shakes. That's right, the hand-dipped cookies and cream, or even the strawberry shake. You heard it here first. Summer just got better at Big Boy. Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play. And before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, stick in for D-Mac. We got Sam Flannel, Mike Gentry here in the house, pushing the buttons on the ones and twos. Jake Wegener, one of my favorite things about Woodward Sports, just about any Detroit sports event, you can be pretty confident they have content for it. And Jam Cat says 97.1 is still better. Y'all are just better on YouTube. I mean, I would disagree with that.
Welcome to the future. Oh, they're better on AM radio. Awesome. Sweet.
Yeah, so, that's what, and I wasn't looking to make it, an us versus them thing. It's more about us and what's.
I mean, that's why we started this whole thing.
Right.
We got Chad Johnson wanted to do it because I think everybody was sick of the same regurgitated opinion over and over and over and over. You may not agree with everything we say, but at least we're saying something different.
That is true.
I got sick of the negativity, so here we are.
Yeah, so here we are, absolutely. No, but I did want to get in, and we will get into the line stuff in just a couple minutes. I did want to tell you guys this story real quick. I was actually in Rhode Island when I got the news about Avila and how that all went down. So just wanted to catch everybody up real quick with my thoughts. Yes, the timing was weird. That was kind of unconventional, so I wonder about it. Why? Why then? Like, you can make your decision then, but the actual execution of it, the timing was kind of weird. But I don't care. I got what I wanted. The goal is what it is. That resume, and look, you know me, dude. I keep this strictly resume-based. Wasn't good enough at the job. Period, point blank, end of discussion. And now he's been relieved of the duty, so I'm happy. Mission accomplished.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much time you want to spend on this, but just, it's just straight out of Tombstone. Well, bye. That's all I got to say. Like, it's over. Goodbye. See ya. Moving on. Next one.
Yeah, and then next one, and that's really it.
Next. Right.
Like, I know everybody, it was a big day, and everybody had a lot to say about it and stuff like that. There just wasn't a lot for me to say because that's how it should have been. Right. I mean, that's what the moves and the resume dictated.
Right.
Was that outcome? I got nothing else for you guys.
No, they did the right thing.
And I'm not going to fist pump because, and actually D-Mac and I were talking about this yesterday when we were on the golf course. He's like, so what's next? Like, what's the next move? And I told him, I said, well, when you look at the farm system and the way the farm system's set up right now, you're basically where you were 7 years ago for the most part.
26th ranked farm system right now.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't necessarily get into that as much as some people do. All I know is I look down the road and I say, well, what's there? And it ain't much. And I say ain't for a fact. So that leaves, there's only one alternative, right? If you want to be a relevant baseball team in the next 4 to 5 years, there's only one card left to play in the book, the checkbook card, where you get out the checkbook and you make that decision and you say, we're going to be good now. That's it. You can't, you'll have to do the whole thing over again now. You'll have to wait for the farm system to replenish or to plenish at all. And then in the meantime, you just kind of spin wheels. And there's no other way to go. So to me, if you guys are down with waiting another 6 to 7 years, which I'm not, we tried that. Didn't work. So we got to go to plan B, and plan B is the checkbook.
Yeah,
play.
Spend the money. Go get Theo Epstein. That's what I'm hollering. Just go get him. Tear him out of that commissioner's assistant role and say, hey, we need a championship here in Detroit.
That's it.
Just go spend. You got the money. You got the money. Just spend the money.
And that's the thing, too. Like, for the people that were talking about, well, what are you going to do? You're going to be... And I had this conversation with some people in New York. They're like, well, what are you going to do? You're going to go spend $240 million like the Mets and the Yankees are?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did it before.
You're damn right. And how were our teams then when we were spending money?
Did they have a $200 million plus payroll before?
Damn right. And how those teams look? Did they make that up with selling out Comerica Park 100 times a year, going to the playoffs, getting extra money? Like, that's what I don't get about professional sports at this level. When you have the money, you understand that if you invest that money into your team, what's an extra $100 million when you're going to make $300, $400 million back when your team's successful? That's what blows my mind about it. Like, why'd we ever stop spending that money? Who cares what Scherzer wanted? Pay the man.
Right.
Pay Verlander. Keep them. You have the money, and they'll put people in the stands, or do what you're doing now and just kind of keep like skinning the cattle or shearing the sheep. You're not really cashing in at any level because the team sucks. Nobody's going to the games.
Pay that man his
Absolutely,
money.
Teddy.
Right, Teddy KGB knows what's up. Pay that man his money.
And somebody in the YouTube chat thread, sorry, it kind of cycled through there on me, said, Neal, did you catch the press conference? I did. But I will say this. With Chris Ilitch and those words, I will say this. Like, here's the deal. When you're the owner, you get to use that body as a shield. That's your chair in the game, which he did. I mean, do I agree with that? No, because there's no way Avila said, "Hey, Chris, I just traded Justin Verlander. Just thought you'd like to know." Click. Like I just traded Justin Verlander. Let me rephrase. I just traded Justin Verlander and JD Martinez effectively for Daz Cameron. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Click, because that's what it was. Don't get mad at me. That's what the trades were. We've been over it before.
It's crazy because we had Len Henning on the Bottom Line yesterday, and he was saying he was impressed with what they got for the Verlander trade. And Sam Flannel.
No.
But honestly,
hold on.
No, what was his wording
Sam
on
Flannel,
it, Sam?
please.
So he said that he's not quite sure if Daz Cameron is a flameout or not. He could still be good. Jake Rogers he's hurt. He's a good catcher. He's a good defensive catcher who's still got time. And Franklin Perez, if it wasn't for the fact that he has never had a healthy arm in 5 years, man, he could have been that power pitcher the Tigers needed.
A lot of couldas.
That drives me so insane because at the end of the day, it is about what happened. It doesn't matter if it seemed like a good idea at the time. And he didn't get into super specifics with the JD Martinez trade, but even he said, like, at the time, that's the best we could have got. You mean Dawel Lugo, Jose King, and Sergio Alcantara? Not Sandy, the bad Alcantara. That is about as... And he even mentioned it yesterday, and we need to be reminded. In 2017, Justin Verlander and JD Martinez might have been the two greatest deadline acquisitions for the Diamondbacks and the Astros, respectively, in MLB history. We gave them away in the same year for a bag of peanuts. Are you kidding me? Never forget, Tiger fans. Never forget.
Yeah.
He said that?
Yeah. You can go back and watch it. It's up on YouTube. Go watch it.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
I was shocked too. And the question I asked him, have you ever seen a GM separate, or have you ever seen an owner separate themselves from a GM like that in a press conference? And he said no too. And dude's been covering baseball forever. But in any sport, I've never seen a GM be like, did I make those trades? Like, no. Like, listen, if my kid crashes the car, did I crash the car? No, but I gave him the keys, bought him the car, gave him money for gas. I did everything to lead up to that happening. So that was honestly shocking to me when I heard that, and it is scary to me because if attitude's a reflection of leadership, and if your leadership's never going to take accountability, period. Because even if it wasn't your fault, you know what a good leader does? You're right. It was on my watch. It should have happened. It'll never happen again. And we're moving on from it, and I'm finding the better person for it.
Yeah.
And if I don't find the better person, that's on me,
that's
too.
That's on me, because I'm the leader.
You always take accountability if you're the head of the monster. Always.
Sure, and I don't disagree with you on that. But he's in that position where he can kind of use the body as a shield, and that's what he did. Whatever. The only thing, again, you guys know me, right? Like, I'm a realist. The only thing that can fix this immediately, and when I use immediately in baseball terms, within 3 years, the only thing that can fix this immediately is a total overhaul in financial philosophy of the team, which is a word soup way of saying bust out the checkbook. It's the only thing that's going to fix this. And hey, I didn't make it this way. That's just the way that it is. Cody Ingle says, don't rewatch it, Neal. Your ears will bleed. Yeah, I don't have time. And look, Lynn Henning, I'm respectful of his time covering baseball. Certainly the man has a resume. But yes, Lynn, I'm calling it on Daz Cameron. Okay? I'm calling it. I'm calling it on everyone that was acquired in those trades. And if you want to get caught up in semantics, get caught up in semantics. But the bottom line is this. That was egregious. Those were egregious trades. And you can't defend that. You can't. Just be real. So, say what you want. But it all boils down to this. Just like one life, one chance. Cut the check.
Yeah, we got the money. Like, that's when I always go back to when hockey cut their salary cap. That's about the time the Tigers started to really take off and spend some money because, the Red Wings were spending. They were one of the top spenders in the entire NFL or NHL. And then they got their salary cap, and now they couldn't spend that much money. You couldn't just outspend other teams. And then I thought they applied that to baseball, which ended up working out really well for us because it was right about the same time. All right, we're saving money on the Red Wings, put it all on the Tigers, and let it roll. And then it was just like, well, now we're scaling back on everything. No, man, keep spending money. You got to spend money to make money. Scared money don't make money.
Scared money don't make money.
Scared money don't make money. We got scared money right now.
Yeah, and it's just. I go along to that, the Instagram reels with the one clip of the guy saying, everybody says they want big boy money but don't want to do big boy-ish. You know what I'm saying? Like, because baseball, that's the way it is. The Rays have a thing that works to a degree. The Twins have a thing that works to a degree. But they have the structure within the organization to pull it off. Yeah. I'll just say it like that. They're capable of doing it. Other organizations aren't. So you know what they do? Cut the check. That's all I got for you guys. Like, that's my statement. Gentry, we got to loop and record that one. And anytime a story breaks with the Tigers, say, we'll go to Neal Ruhl for comment, and we'll just replay that. Because that's all I got for you guys. That's it. There is no in-depth analysis. There is no analytics breakdown. There's none of that stuff, man. It didn't work. So unless you want another 7 years of building the farm system with a staff that's ill-equipped to build a farm system. Is that fair? I think that's a fair statement. That's fair, right?
It's fair.
Look at the results. I mean, that's fair to say. So do it the other way. Or, as I go back to David Blau tweets from mini camps, I will not participate.
Just cut the check. Just cut the check.
Cut the check, bro. I mean... It is. It's very, very simple. Speaking of cutting the check.
Yeah. If you have a child, cut the check to one place and one place only. That's the Academy of Warren. I'm telling you, they got AM, they got PM latchkey for you. They have a Learning Street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch. I mean, you're already paying for the kids to go to school. Might as well get some food involved because, you can't learn on an empty stomach. academyofwarren.net. Plus, they have a beautiful athletic complex for you to check out. Go to academyofwarren.net and enroll now. It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risks, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
On and poppin', happy to be back. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neal Ruhl. Stick in for D-Mac. D-Mac's on vacation this week. That's the way that this stuff works. Got to take a vacay at some point. Sam Flannel, he's a legend killer. He is in the building. Mike Gentry here in the house for Spence. And happy to be back with you guys, chopping it up about sports, about Detroit sports. Hard Knocks, episode 2 tonight. And don't forget, we're your exclusive home for instant reaction to Hard Knocks, 11 o'clock tonight on the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Stick
and
Anson will be here in studio. They'll be breaking it down. You have some thoughts. They'll give you their thoughts. All of it. Because, it's relevant. And, look, I thought for the first episode of Hard Knocks, and Hard Knocks one of my favorite shows, even before the Lions came on. I loved it. The Cincinnati Bengals one was one of my favorite of all time with Pac-Man Jones.
For some reason, I love the Texans one. I don't know why.
That's weird.
I like Bill O'Brien, and Jalen Strong. I followed the Jalen Strong story a lot, which I don't even think he's in the league anymore, but I grew an affinity towards that man.
That is weird.
It is weird. I'm a weird guy.
Well, yes, you are. But still, through all that, and Bill O'Brien no longer in the league anymore as well. But through all that, I thought the first episode was very on brand. It's like any other television series. They have to set it up. They do a little bit on everyone. Building characters up, the lead guy, all that kind of stuff. We forget here, too. And we do this a lot. Certainly I'm guilty of it, as anybody else. We look at it through that, like, Detroit prism. And you got to remember, this is a nationwide national show.
Right.
So they have to make it appealing to the NFL fan in Butte, Montana.
Yeah, who doesn't really know Dan Campbell like we do.
Right.
Maybe
Or
they didn't
Detroit.
get the sound bites like they did, or the Deuce Staleys and stuff like that. So, yeah, I thought they did a really good job of painting the picture and laying the groundwork of, hey, the Lions suck. They brought in this guy to change the culture. Here's a little bit about this guy. And then, tell the story of him, the coaching staff that he brought in, and just the overall tone and temperature of Allen Park right now.
Right. And you got to understand, too, like, the Lions are such a nondescript franchise nationally. They're like the Clippers. What the Clippers used to be of the NFL. Like, people don't think about the Detroit Lions.
No.
Like, Joe football fan in Omaha, Nebraska that likes NFL football doesn't know anything about the Detroit Lions. They never see them, because why would you see them? Because they're on Sundays at 1 o'clock when all the other games locally, with the fourth team calling the game. But that's the way it is. So they don't know. So yes, you have to lay the groundwork. But with all that being said, Stick, what are you looking for? What do you want to see? What do you guys want to see? Tap it on the YouTube chat thread.
I just want more. I don't care what it is. I mean, I was so disappointed. Like, the episode was only 46 minutes. I felt like I got robbed of 14 minutes of extra hard. I don't care what they show me at this point. It could be the ball boy shining up the balls before Jack Fox kicks them, and I would be watching enthralled by what I was seeing. So really, I don't care. But I mean, more Dan Campbell, obviously. More, just give me, if they just followed around Dan Campbell and it was the Dan Campbell series, I'd be happy. But I love the coaching banter back and forth. I'm going to want to see some player matchups. I want to watch Aidan Hutchinson and Penei Sewell go at each other in practice. That's something that I really want to see coming up. Obviously, I believe this Hard Knocks is going to include the Friday preseason game. So I want to see what the tone in the locker room was, because yesterday I went on record as saying that was a good loss. I know people think it was a loss because that's a bad thing. No, it was a good loss. Like, all the momentum was with the Lions, and they realized, hey, not everything's going to work out for us this year. We still got to hit this hard and work. We came out healthy. The O-line looked good. And we lost the game, so they're coming out hungry. And I want to see what Dan Campbell says in that locker room. There's just so much, man. I want to see Malcolm Rodriguez. I want to see Taylor Decker. I want to see Jared Goff still tear it up in practice. I want to see DJ
just
Chark.
Consume it,
all of it. Just shower me with Lions everything right now.
He wants Lions glaze to just be poured over his head.
Like, honestly, if this was like a 24-hour round the clock where I could just be watching like a Big Brother type thing, I would be all in all the time on the Lions.
John Suba says the Okudah Hard Knock story needs to start tonight, and it will be interesting to see if, I would assume they have to do a piece on that, like the reclamation project. How do you have to bounce back, and that was, so I was driving back during the game. I was listening to the game on the radio. I can get a chance to see it, and that's a little bit compromised, obviously, because the radio broadcast team isn't going to break down Jeff Okudah specific plays or stuff like that. How did he look? Like, give me you guys too. Give me the reels on it. How did he look?
I mean, according to Dan Campbell, he thought he looked good, and Dan Campbell's a little smarter than me when it comes to football, just a little, not too much. But I thought he looked fine. He didn't stand out. He didn't jump off the screen at me by any stretch of the imagination. But he also didn't jump off the screen by getting burnt either. So I think when you don't hear a cornerback's name called, that's usually a good thing, right? Because he's not getting burnt. What did you think, Sam?
I mean, I kind of thought the same thing. It was his first action since his Achilles tear, and he didn't get burnt. He didn't really stand out, but just the fact that he looked like an NFL player out there, I think, is a good sign for the first preseason game. Nothing gave me cause for pause about Jeff Okudah. I still think about the same thing that I did before. So, all in all, a pretty good first preseason game for Jeff Okudah, especially coming off of a devastating injury.
And again, I'm compromised because I didn't get a chance to see it. I just listened to it on the radio. I listened to the entire preseason game on the radio.
Of course you did.
Well,
you're a man of men.
Well, it's just I'm driving, right? Like I'm looking for something to distract me. Driving back from Rhode Island too. We were going to go straight through all 12 hours of it.
I'm a geek, so you should know this about me. I watched the first quarter 4 times. I recorded it and watched it back 4 times, focusing on the offensive line, focusing on Jared Goff, then focusing on the defense, making sure, I ISO'd Aidan Hutchinson and was watching him throughout the whole process. First play of the game, he bites on that play action. They roll the quarterback out beyond him, and I tweeted, I was like, oh boy, he bit hard on that one. But then the very next play, he steps up and makes a tackle. And then I tweeted out, hey, that's how you recover. You make a bad play, then you make a good one. And then, of course, he had the swim move for the tackle for the loss. And then he ended up being rated the highest rookie defensive player by Pro Fantasy Focus or Pro Football Focus, an 88. So he was happy about that, tweeted about that. There's just so much to watch with that first quarter. Outside of that, none of the backups really stood out to me. Really.
Yeah, and there are some people in here too talking about
Tom Kennedy. Sorry.
Oh, that's right. The preseason Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, Tom Kennedy stood out. 10 catches, like 100 yards.
But that's where Tom Kennedy lives.
Hell yeah.
He's preseason legend.
Yeah, he's Rudy
Kennedy. He's the guy. No, and there are some people too talking about DeAndre Swift, and I agree with that. That is something that I want to see a little more of, like a little on the inside of it, is DeAndre Swift, because there are so many people, and I'll give you a lot of credit, Sam Flannel, because you were first to the party, because you've been saying this since May, where when we talked about the Lions, you were the first to the party. You called for it. You set it in stone. You said that DeAndre Swift will lead the NFC in rushing. You want to see more, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. And one of the reasons I chose that is because that offensive line is obviously going to open up some gaping holes for DeAndre Swift to run through. And I was impressed by what I saw in the preseason game. 4 carries for 20 yards and a touchdown. That's about as perfect of a drive as you can ask for. 5 yards a carry. If he has a drive like that every game, that's phenomenal. Yeah, I would love to see DeAndre Swift a lot more in Hard Knocks, especially since his biggest knock, no pun intended, has been his injuries. He's proven to be kind of injury prone for his first couple of years. Only played 13 games in both seasons. That's not good enough, and that's kind of the thing that I can't argue against. When people say his injuries, I'm like, well, I'm kind of banking on him to be healthy if he wants to lead the NFC in rushing. But behind that offensive line, I want to see how he practices, how he communicates with the offensive coaches. I think he's going to be one of the more interesting stories in Hard Knocks if they choose to feature him, and I think they will.
What do you think about Jamal Williams, though? Because Jamal Williams got a lot of those carries. He got a lot of those first, second down carries. Then they would bring in Swift as almost a third down back in these situations. Do you think that's going to take away during the regular season? And obviously, this was the first time we got to look at a Ben Johnson offense.
And it's incredible you bring that up, Stick, because I was going to ask Sam Flannel about this. The role, Sam Flannel, it's going to hurt your ability to lead the NFC in rushing, I think.
I mean, but Jamal Williams, all he's proven that he is a number 2 running back. I could see it being kind of like a Dalvin Cook, Alexander Madison kind of dynamic, where DeAndre Swift gets most of the carries and Jamal Williams kind of spells him from time to time. I mean, I think we all agree that if Jamal Williams is your leading rusher, that's not a good thing. But if he's your number 2 running back, that is awesome because it is perfect for what he does. It's perfect for his skill set, like a change of pace kind of guy between the tackles. I love him as a number 2, but as a number 1, I don't like it. So I don't think it's going to hurt DeAndre Swift's, carries, attempts, and his playing time. But it's a perfect number 2. You can't be just like a bell cow running back in today's NFL. It doesn't really exist unless you're Jonathan Taylor or Derrick Henry.
Right, and that's the way it's going to be with Swift. Jamal Williams is here. He's going to get the ball. Like he is. And I think that hurts your guys' ability there because, and there are some of you in the YouTube chat thread that were kind of backing up Sam Flannel's discussion, but Mike G says, I don't think DeAndre will lead the league in rushing. We should be sharing the touches with Jamal, and the passing game is good enough to go more 50-50 on offense. And, it's one of those things where I'm not prepared to go there with you on him just from a usage perspective. And I think people sleep on the fact that professional sports is very much usage driven, whether it's NBA, you need the field goal attempts to score the points. That's just the way that it goes. You need the ball in order to get the rushing yards. And I do think that in a perfect world for the Lions, now it won't be a perfect world because it's never a perfect world, and injuries happen. But in a perfect world for the Lions, I think you would see Swift and Williams, I would say as high as 60-40. As far as carries go. I could see Swift 60, Williams 40. I could see that.
That's what it looked like on that first drive, to be honest with you. It looked like they were trusting Jamal Williams with some short yardage situations, which I'd love to see. One of the major things I took away from that first drive is on 3rd and 1, we weren't trying to do a rollout little pass to the wide receiver or get tricky. It was no.
They knucked up.
They put their knuckles into the ground.
Yep.
They drove the defensive line off the ball, and we got a yard. We actually got 3 on the play. And if we could consistently do that all season, because one of the things that I think has frustrated all Lions fans throughout the past couple years is their inability to convert those 3rd and shorts. Now we have a play for 3rd and short. It's called shove it up your... And
you know
we
what was
do
funny?
it well.
Even on the radio, even listening on the radio, and guys, yes, I know I can go back and watch the games. I'm meaning to get around to it. I will at some point. But what intrigued me was even on the radio stick, on that first 3rd and short that they converted, everything felt like the crowd felt different. Everything just felt different with it. And it goes back to what we were talking about with this offensive line, which I will touch on when we come back. But real quickly here on the YouTube chat thread, Tarek Inman wants to know, Sam Flannel, did a chainsaw come with that flannel?
No, but you know what? It's okay. I can see why you would think that. I have kind of that look, wear a flannel every day, but you know what? I'm one of the good ones. I'm a nice guy. I don't carry a chainsaw.
Joey 2 times. Swift won't even be in the top 10 in the NFC for total rush yards.
That's crazy. That would be an absolute disaster. The only way that happens is if he gets hurt. I mean, look at the stable of running backs in the NFC. A lot of the great ones are injury prone, and there just aren't 10 running backs. There's not even 5. I mean, if he's anywhere below 5th in the NFC in rushing, I think that's highly disappointing.
Stick, look at his. You can always tell when Sam Flannel is like pissed about something that somebody says. His eyes, like he squints his eyes, and he's like, "That's crazy," and he does it like that. Like I love that when he does that. That's a little poker tell that you have, Sam Flannel.
He's processing all the numbers in his head. That's what he's doing. He's like, wait a minute, the numbers don't add up. That's crazy.
One place where the numbers do add up is at your local Planet Fitness.
Hey-o.
We're live at the Planet Fitness Studios, as you can see. And remember, it's home of the judgment-free zone where you can work out in a non-intimidating, judgment-free atmosphere. Membership starts at just $10 a month for access to your home club. A black card option available as well. Black card members get use of all the amenities at your local Planet Fitness, massage chairs, tanning, all of it, total body enhancement. And the biggest thing, I think, access to over 2,000 Planet Fitnesses around the world with unlimited guest privileges. You can join today in club. You're going to pass a couple on the way home. Just pull in the parking lot and join there. You're really motivated, want to do it now? Hop on that computer. Go to planetfitness.com. It's Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG. Ooh, whether you got a big project or a small project, there's one way to get it done and get it done quickly because uptime matters. That is Alta Equipment Company. You can rent whatever you want to from them. And I'm telling you, if you got to do a deck this weekend, knock it out with Alta. Make sure you don't buy the individual shovel and all that. No, you get the man equipment. You get the right equipment. And you get the job done the right way. Real easy, too. Call 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That is 844-GO-TO-ALTA because uptime matters.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl. We got Stick here in for D-Mac. What up, no? We got Sam Flannel. We got Mike Gentry here. pushing the buttons on the ones and twos, much in the same ilk of DJ Godfather, as Stick would like to say.
Hey, the homie. He's in Europe right now. He's actually on his way back.
Is he?
Yeah.
There you go.
Love DJ Godfather. And don't forget, join us at the Brass Rail, DJ Godfather's spot. We're going to be there for every Lions post-game once again. Me and Anson going live at the 2-minute warning. So we're ready for another season, baby. We're ready.
Yes.
Come down there, drink some blue shots with me on Victory Day, pop some champagne, and then when they lose, come drink some blue shots and, pop some champagne. Because we have fun at the Brass Rail.
That's exactly what it is. Aidan Hutchinson had the highest graded first round as far as rookie defenders in week 1. And look, I found that this is a very compromised opinion. In our YouTube chat thread, YT Sparty said Hutchinson was my favorite thing was watching Hutchinson watch Mariota walk into the end zone on that run play. Mm-hmm. You talked about the very first play of the game. And look, that's rookie life in the NFL where you're going to have to learn some things. I talked with an NFL Super Bowl champion yesterday, as a matter of fact. He shared his thoughts on Aidan Hutchinson with me. I'll give you the highlights of that conversation. Look, Pro Football Focus, people either love it or they totally disregard it. There is no middle ground with Pro Football Focus. I'm going to go to you, the people. Sam Flannel, I'll start with you. Noted Michigan slappy.
Aidan Hutchinson slappy.
Noted Aidan Hutchinson slappy, who expects him to be the NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year, who expects him to have 12-plus sacks, who expects all of that to happen. Give it to me. Is Pro Football Focus, are they out of their mind? Are they on point? What do you think, Sam Flannel?
I mean, I thought he played really well. He had that big play where he had that swim move on Jake Matthews and made him look silly and had that tackle for a loss. Yeah, there are some growing pains that he's going to experience, and he experienced in that game, but I thought he did everything that you would ask him to do, especially in such a short sample size. I mean, the life of a defensive end, you're going to make maybe 2 or 3 of those kind of plays every game at best. And now you're asked to just, besides that, just provide consistent pass rush, take on double teams, help out the other guys. So I thought it was kind of the perfect preseason game for Aidan Hutchinson. Have a growing pain on the first play, but then make a spectacular play against not an all-pro, but a Pro Bowl offensive lineman in Jake Matthews. Nothing about that game worried me. I think Aidan Hutchinson is one of the least of the Lions' worries.
And look, don't get me wrong. Like I understand that, and I agree with you on that standpoint. Where, it is something where he did show us enough. He looked NFL capable. All right. Right, Rick Ross?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry,
right,
I'm telling
Rick.
Sam to restart his camera because it's freezing on him over there.
Oh, is he? Okay, cool.
Yeah. Restart that, Sam.
So Mike G says YT Sparty is un-American. Jack Harrington says Neal is back. Good morning, Detroit. Hey, I'm asking the question. I'm just looking for honest feedback. You know what I'm saying? Your thoughts, Stick.
Listen, I thought he was everything as advertised, and I don't want to say a doubter coming in, but I still had questions coming off that SEC game where he didn't actually dominate the entire game, and that's what kind of scared me coming into this season, and that was kind of the knock on him. Yes, he was a good college pro, or he was a good college player. Is that going to transition to the pros? And what we saw in Hard Knocks is his motor while he's practicing, and that never seems to end. I mean, he was going hard as hell even in practice, and then it transitioned into the game, going up against viable NFL starters. He was causing havoc. He was creating plays, and even there was a play called back because he got held while Mariota was trying to escape the pocket. Well, the lineman couldn't keep up with the direction change, and they had to hold him. And even though that's not going to go down on a stat sheet, that's an impact play. And we don't have guys that can out-athlete a lot of guys on defense right now. So having him in the game, they played him outside, they played him inside. I was impressed, but I am also not going to put him in the Hall of Fame, put a gold jacket on him after one preseason game. And let's be honest, they got scored on that drive. As much as it's great that he played well, the reason he got so many plays is they couldn't get off the field on third down. And let's see that problem fixed, but that's not entirely on him. If I'm isolating him, good game. And like you said about him missing that very first play, it's sort of like Dan Campbell said in Hard Knocks when he got that hard chip from Hockenson and got knocked on his ass. Like, hey, that's a rookie thing. He's not expecting that coming. He'll learn, and that's what you want to see.
Right.
You want to see him learn and grow. Will he ever bite on that play action again? Let's hope not.
Yeah. Ethan Brown says Hutchinson isn't a first ballot Hall of Famer. His first preseason game. Bust. Cut him right now. That's pretty funny, Ethan. And it is though for me. Lewis M says, when Neal starts with "Don't get me wrong," he's going to put doubts in our head now. Well, I mean, hey, Honolulu Blue, what did Hutch actually prove in one series? And guys, it's all we got to go on, man. So cut me some slack.
But
here.
let's have this conversation. If he wasn't out there making plays, if he got dominated, we would be throwing the baby out with the bathwater right now.
No doubt.
So you got to give him his praise when he plays well, and this is what we expected out of him. He did better than I expected out of him. I maybe expected 1 or 2 plays, but dude was consistently in the backfield. He was consistently disruptive. So to me, he did more than I thought he was going to do in his very first NFL appearance.
Yeah, and look, somebody asked me that. They're like, what was your take on the Lions preseason game? And I thought it was on brand. Everything was on brand. For me, the offensive line was on brand. Busted people in the mouth. You know me, I'm as high on that Lions offensive line as anybody in this town. I think they're a top 3 offensive line. I think it's not arguable that they are a top 8 offensive line in NFL football. I've saw some of the lists that had them ranked lower and stuff like that. I think that's blasphemous. I think that you have potentially. There will be at least one You have at least one Hall of Famer coming from that offensive line.
If not three.
If not three. I think Sewell's going to be a lock. I think Ragnow's getting to that territory where he will be there as well. Decker's borderline. I mean, the rising tide might lift all the ships on that line if they're historic. I thought they were very on brand. I thought that the offense was exactly what people were looking for. And again, it was one drive. But the only thing, there were 2 things that I got out of it. Number 1, the offensive line busted them in the mouth when they had to.
Repeatedly.
And certainly when they had to.
Jared Goff did not get touched. Yeah. His only incomplete pass was the off Swaggy's helmet.
Right.
That was a good pass.
So the offensive line busted them in the mouth. I thought that was on brand. But the biggest thing for me, they got it in the end zone.
Yep.
That's been my biggest. You talked about the third down thing defensively. The Lions throughout my life have never, and it doesn't matter if it's 3rd and 20, 3rd and 1, the Lions never get off the field defensively on 3rd down. But on offense, they would never convert 3rd down, it seems like.
Right.
They did that.
Especially near the goal line.
Especially near the goal. They never score touchdowns.
Right.
It's always field goals. That was big to me. Does that dictate the season? No, it doesn't dictate the season. So that was big for me. That was on brand. Now, defensively, and look, we can talk about Hutch and stuff like that, but defensively, they were on brand as well. And that linebacking core... No. That linebacking core...
led by Alex Anzalone.
Yeah. But that's what we thought it is, right?
Yeah.
And to be fair, it's like I said, they couldn't fix everything in that draft. They couldn't fix everything.
And we haven't seen Paschal come back. That could be another addition, So there's a lot that they could continue to add. But you're right. I mean, when we went around the room last week and we were trying to do, all right, who's our offensive MVP? You have your pick of like 7, 8 guys on offense. All right, it could be Jared Goff. It could be Swift. It could be Penei Sewell. It could be Ragnow. It could be Decker. It could be G.J. Chark. Amon-Ra St. Brown. We could have listed 8 viable names on offense. Then we got to defense. Who's going to be the defensive MVP? Well, it's got to be Hutchinson. Who the hell else is there? And that's it. That was the conversation. We all had to agree that Hutchinson needs to be our standout on defense. Because who else is that? Who else is the guy? We don't have that yet, and it's not Dan Campbell's fault. It's not Brad Holmes' fault. They're building it. We're just not there yet.
Right. And again, Chuck says, on brand blowing a 4th quarter lead. That has a lot of fans screaming. So, well,
shut up with that. Shut up with that. I saw it like that. Nothing pissed me off more than that. Our 3rd stringers blew a lead when our starters went out there on offense and absolutely dominated. And you want to come out here and say same old Lions? That is the dumbest thing. That's same old Lions fan. That's not same old Lions team. That's the difference in that. I hate that. Oh, they blew the lead. Same old Lions. No, who cares? It's a preseason game. It's our 3rd stringers. That's not same old Lions.
Right, but it's on brand.
It is on brand.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
Like I said, to me, that was also a good thing. Because if they walked in and just ran the table, led from beginning to end, no struggles in between, hey, we're the Lions, we're doing great, they're not going to come into practice this week as hungry.
Yeah.
Now they came back in, hey, we did great, but guess what? We still lost the game. Let's practice even harder, guys. That's what I loved about this loss. It was a perfect loss, in my opinion.
And Michael Daniel, they lost again, Neal. Man Guy Frembro says, who cares about the preseason? No, right, and it doesn't matter. I'm just making the statement it was on brand across all fronts. The linebacking core was on brand. Losing at the end of the game was on brand. And the offense was on brand also. Nothing, it doesn't change anything.
They stayed healthy. That's all we should care about.
That's the number one goal.
that's the goal of preseason,
Ask the Jets.
right? Get timing, stay healthy.
Right.
Get timing, stay healthy.
Yeah, and that's really it. Dr. Dirty D, Big V has been killing it. In the end of the year series Pro Football Focus grade, I think, was the highest out of all of them. Everyone forgets about him as he came here hurt. And Dr. Dirty D, that's a part of it. I think Vaitai is the guy that takes the offensive line next level. You know what I'm saying? Because Sewell and Ragnow, again, this is my opinion, Sewell and Ragnow are elite. They are elite, as in if you drafted the position in an NFL draft, those guys would go high. Top 5, top 3 picks at their position. Vaitai, yes, he did turn it around, and he is part of it. I think he's part of what takes that line to the next level. And people do sleep on him. They do forget about him.
Good. We want them to.
Yeah.
We want to sneak up on people and punch them in the mouth this year. We want you to not take us seriously. Like, I'm speaking like I'm on the damn team, but seriously, like, we want people to underestimate you. Then you come in, you punch them in the mouth, and they're like, holy hell, we got to play the Lions next week? These guys are violent. They're aggressive. They won't back down. These guys don't quit. I don't want to play that team.
And those dudes up front.
Oof. And think about, like, we saw one quarter. Think about by the fourth quarter how those guys are going to be dominating defensive linemen after beating the hell out of them for 3 hours. Oof, I would not want to be a defensive lineman.
Absolutely. But I would want to be out at a barbecue in a backyard or out on the golf course chilling with a mulligan made by Gypsy Vodka. It's the official drink of summer. Whether you're out on the golf course, as we said, if you're hanging out in the backyard, the mulligan is calling your name. It's the only play, everybody. Ask for the mulligan at your local golf course at a Total Wine near you. And don't forget about the OG, the vodka that's goated on the sticks, the original Gypsy Vodka as well. Ask for that by name in the store, locally made in Petoskey, Michigan. It's Gypsy Vodka. And remember, Mulligan's 8%. Okay? Talking about taking things seriously. Take it seriously, everybody. Trust me, it'll sneak up on you. As always, drink responsibly.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
Ciabattas, summer salads, and dip shakes. All at Big Boy. Try a chicken club, chicken cordon bleu, or sunrise ham and cheddar. All on our grilled ciabatta bread. Or keep it light with our Michigan apple, chicken Caesar, or Greek salad. And don't forget to cool off with a frosty hand-dipped cookies and cream or strawberry shake. You heard it here first. Summer just got better.
Neal Ruhl here for Chili Peppers Tanning, where you can join the Pepper Club at Chili Peppers Tanning. Get all the best deals. They'll beat competitors' prices by at least $5. You can check out all the unlimited tanning options as well. They have the hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, and the darkest hands. You can go to chilipepperstanning.com. Find out which one of the 26 Metro Detroit locations work best for you. It's Chili Peppers Tanning. Pulling up on the second hour of the show, Neal Ruhl, stick in for Darren McCarty. We got Sam Flannel.
Bringing the heat right now with the beats, too, Sam.
He's dropping those beats, man. Mike Gentry on the ones and twos. Happy to have you all with us. And, we're chopping it up. And you guys are kind of catching me up. I didn't get the opportunity to watch the Lions game. Hard Knocks Episode 2. Remember, Woodward Sports is your... unofficial official home of the post-watch party for Hard Knocks, 11 o'clock. Stick, and we got Anson with you tonight, right?
Yep, me and Anson. We do the post games together, so we figured we'd do post Hard Knocks together. And honestly, getting somebody to come here at 11 o'clock, not a lot of people would do that. But Anson's always down to party. He's always down to talk Lions. And last week was crazy. Like I said, there were over like 1,000 live watchers at the time, and the comment section was going crazy because I think people just want to talk about it right after it happens, and there's no like general forum to go to outside of like a Reddit. And you come to our page, and you guys can have the conversation in the chat and just be a part of it and listen to what me and Anson have to say. You can agree with us, disagree with us, but last week it was fun. I'm sitting in there, I'm taking my notes because I didn't want to not remember things, while I was talking about them. And Dan Campbell's giving his speech. I'm yelling, "I love you, Dan Campbell!" It just had me so fired up, man. Fired up.
You were hot, no doubt. Scott Klinger, good morning, Neal. What'd you think of the Hard Knocks? I talked about it a little bit earlier. I thought they did a good job of setting it up. Remember, this is a TV show. A reality television show. So they're kind of setting the table for everything. But, Scott, I'll tell you this. And, Sam, I can't remember what the jury was on this, so maybe we can revisit it with everybody in the YouTube chat thread. Appreciate you subscribing to Woodward Sports on YouTube. Don't forget about the podcast page as well, Big D Energy Podcast, wherever you get your podcast. Rewind, fast forward, listen to whatever you want to listen to on your terms. But for me with Hard Knocks, and I told you guys, even before it was announced that the Lions were going to be the subject of it, Hard Knocks is probably my favorite show on television. Now, obviously, I'm a big sports fan, and I don't watch a lot of movies, and I don't watch a ton of shows. Sports is my thing. But, Sam Flannel, I said this when we were talking about Hard Knocks. The thing I like the best, and I'll admit that this is very freeway accident, train accident, just accidents in general, gawker of me, and I admit it, so at least I'm honest about it. The thing that I enjoy the most, and when I say enjoy, I don't mean like, yeah, that happened to you, yeah. The thing that gets me, entertainment's a bad word, the thing that emotionally hooks me the most. Because to me, it's not a Hard Knocks series until someone gets the call and they're told to bring their playbook.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's always such a heartbreaking thing. But I'm really hoping, please, I'm hoping that Alex Anzalone gets that knock on the door and gets, bring your playbook. That would make me so happy.
They re-upped it. No way.
That would literally be like I'd be coming to work and I couldn't stand up. I would be that happy if that happened. Obviously, it's not, but I'm just trying to speak it into existence because Alex Anzalone as a starting linebacker, that's just awful. Get him out of here, please.
Don't hate, man. Don't hate.
And your other one is Chris Board, by the way, so that's great also, speaking of the linebacking core. But if Alex Anzalone gets that, come on, knock on his door. Bring me your playbook, please. Let's let that happen. Let's let that happen. I'm speaking it into existence.
No, but it is. That's the part of it that I like the most. And again, I don't like it. I don't, celebrate it. It's just, for me, Stick, my favorite part, the Rocket Mortgage Classic was just here.
Yeah.
My favorite part of that is going in the morning for the guys that barely made the cut, that are trying to make an extra $5,000 or an extra $10,000. I love that story. My favorite story isn't the superstars, and it never has been. It's the guys where if this doesn't work out,
that's it.
They got to go sell insurance.
Yeah.
That's the part that I like and I like seeing those people succeed. I do. That's my favorite part. Am I weird for that? Am I weird that that's my favorort part of it?
Rooting for the underdog? Hell no. That makes you American. You got to root for the underdog, man. That's what this story is all about. And you love it. That's what movies are made of, right? That's what Rudy was all about and stuff like that. But no, I'm with you because to me, that's what separates a lot of things in professional leagues too. You got guys that were the best on their little league team, the best in high school, the best in college. Then they get to the NFL. And you may be the best, but you're going up against a hungry dog that's fighting for his NFL life. Dude is, like you said, is going to be selling insurance or doesn't have his college degree, doesn't know what he's going to do without football, came up through JUCO. You may have lived this glamorous life, but if you don't outwork that dude in the NFL, it doesn't matter. And that's what you love about training camp. Once you get in, it doesn't matter if you're Malcolm Rodriguez and picked in the 6th round or Aidan Hutchinson picked number 2 overall.
No, it doesn't matter. You're there now.
You're there. You're in the show.
Right.
The door is open. Do you kick it it down? Do you take advantage of the opportunity? And you love to see those guys make that transgression from being the somewhat unknown to being a viable player. Look at Amon-Ra St. Brown as a prime example, a 4th-round draft pick. Nobody expected him to blow the doors off that last year, but he did. Became one of the best wide receivers, especially in fantasy, at the end of the year.
And anytime Amon-Ra St. Brown is brought up on the show the first time of the day, I always have to go back to my disclaimer about it. And just remember this, guys. Amon-Ra St. Brown's entire rookie contract is less money than Kenny Golladay will make in September. This September. Remember that. Those are the moves I'm talking about. Those are the moves that come without fanfare. Those are the moves where people say, well, I like Kenny Golladay. I think we should have kept him. No, that was a business move, and he's been replaced for 1/18 of the money. Wrap your head around that. Again, I know I bring this up a lot, but I still don't think that gets its proper due. When people ask me, why are you pro Lions? Why are you on board with the Lions? Because they made a move like that.
Yep. Yeah.
Real talk.
That's how you got to respect Brad Holmes, because not only has he fixed the roster, he's fixed the salary cap. That's the name of the game in the NFL, too. I mean, unless you're the Rams. And
that's
the
how you win.
The salary cap doesn't even effing matter, and you just keep trading away your assets and paying people and going over the luxury tax. But we're not there yet. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Well, the other, again, and I don't think you and I did the show together, Stick. The reason the salary cap doesn't apply to the Rams is because they don't have first-round picks.
Yeah. They don't have to spend that
there's
money.
no fifth round options being picked up for $10 million or $18 million
Crazy
or
signing
whatever.
Bonuses. Yeah, no, I get it.
And since they win, they can go get 6 Von Millers at $3 million at the cost of their 5th round option on a high performing player.
It's like, rich people make more money off their rich money. And that's what's going on in LA right now. Like, we're poor. The Lions are poor. We're trying to get to middle class, so eventually we can make some rich people moves.
And Wyatt Bayer comes clean on it. We dodged a bullet with Galladay. Loved his time here, but wow. And it's fallen apart. It has completely fallen apart. And dodged a bullet, I think, is a great term.
And from my understanding, Kenny Golladay came in here a humble young man, late-round pick, and then he left a diva, like rolling with his crew, popping bottles in the locker room, gold chains. Like, he just became a different person. This is what I've heard. I cannot confirm nor deny it. This is just what I have been told to clear myself of any claiming this. But, yeah. When he left here, he was a diva, and you've kind of seen that in New York.
Right.
He's not really the leader that you want as the guy that you're paying to be your number 1 wide receiver.
Joey 2 times. Neal thinks the rookie pay scale is the holy grail. LOL. Look what. Yes, I do.
Especially for quarterbacks.
It is. Yeah, that's how you win. That's how you win. You look at all these teams, man. A lot of their offensive linemen are 4th-round picks and 5th-round picks and things like that's the way it works. That's where you exploit the value. We go after it time and time again.
You play to win the game.
Absolutely.
Hello.
Looted corpse, right. I like that Neal analyzes the cap because it's
half the game.
It's 85% of the game.
Okay.
That's because that's your asset that you have to spend. Those are your chips in the poker game, man. Like that's it. I want attention brought to that because for whatever reason, the media in this town, they never talk about that. Maybe because it's complex. I don't know.
I mean, there is a lot to digest, and a lot of people don't know how salary caps work with signing bonuses.
It's a checking account balance.
Yeah, but there's dead money attached to it. There is a lot more layers than just this is how much we have. This is it's like, well, what about the dead money? Well, that only $8 million of that dead money accounts towards it. There's a lot of things that go into a salary cap. There is. Than the casual understands.
Adam Januzzi says, why is Neal always so worried about what players make? It's irrelevant to me when Detroit sports has been in the toilet for 8 years. I just want to win. Well, Art, how do you think you win?
Well, can I clarify? It's not just what players make. It's also what Neal Ruhl makes. Neal Ruhl is about the money, folks. Like, if there's one thing you need to know about this man, he knows hip-hop lyrics, and he's about the effing bag.
Bag, everybody. That's certainly how we're rolling. But that's what it is. And a looted corpse. People out here are broke and don't balance checkbooks, Neal. Well, I understand that, looted. I understand that more than most. Everybody, okay? I get that. That. Like, reality for a lot of people are not the real reality for a lot of people. I gather that, brother. I do. Okay, so I'm grounded. I understand that. But they, again, though, going back to it, to bring up your Alex Anzalone thing and the linebacker thing that we discussed, some people don't like it, but when you peruse the salary cap for this year and how the assets are, Chris Board's the highest paid linebacker at $1.9 million.
That makes it a little bit easier to stomach. I still think they have the worst linebacking core in the NFL. But
I would agree.
If they're such cheap like that makes it a little bit easier.
No, we're
to
getting
stomach.
what we pay for.
Yes,
fair
enough.
That's what's happening. We're getting what we pay for.
Does everyone like Malcolm Rodriguez? Early returns.
So far,
early returns.
Nice,
right?
Nice pick. Yep.
There are some Amon St. Brown qualities to that. Is if he can go out there and be functional. Now you're talking. Now you can go address that linebacker situation. And guys, remember, again, this is long game. 2024 season. Lions will have $93 million-ish in cap space. They'll still have to sign the rookie class and everything. And that's with their quarterback under contract.
A $30 million quarterback under contract.
Under contract.
$30 million, too. Right. No, that's
you see what I'm saying? Like,
no,
it's all there.
And we're half a team right now, right? They figured out the offense.
Right.
Now we got to work on the defense. We're half a team.
Half a team. And that's a great way. That's a great way to put it. Because, again, I know we're all caught up into it, but this defense isn't going to be that good, guys.
No, they couldn't tackle in Hard Knocks. Remember, they're like, hey, we got to learn how to tackle. It's like, yeah, it's kind of important on defense, that tackling thing.
I know we're all like a pit bull on a chain, all of us, right? Like we want to go. We want to get off that chain so bad. And I know we've waited for a long time, man, but
well, at least we're
everyone.
in the fight now, right? Before we didn't have an offense or a defense. Now we at least have a right hand to throw.
You may not.
Yeah, I may not.
But
we'll find out after
do.
my ortho appointment at 2. But yeah,
absolutely. Speaking of being in the fight, Sports Marketing Agency, they're in the fight. They're in an important fight. They're helping spreading awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their podcast is called "This Is the F Word." It helps spread awareness about fentanyl and the other addictions that, let's be real, everybody, they're plaguing our communities out there. We talked about. Some people out there struggling. There is no question. Go to thesportsma.com. If you're struggling, if you know somebody else who's struggling, go to the Sport SMA, Sports Marketing Agency. They're here to help.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Detroit's downtown summer playground is back. Open all summer long, the Monroe Street Midway. Enjoy roller skating, free Wi-Fi, food trucks, art installations, and so much more. Don't forget to take advantage of the basketball court, putt-putt, and, of course, family programming all summer long. All art installations are done by Detroit artists, and it's a fun, safe event from people 1 to 100. Go to deckedoutdetroit.com.
Surprise! This is Flannel Sam with the Foaling Warehouse in Hamtramck, home of the football bowling pin game.
Surprise! Hey, everybody! Sorry, Sam. Go ahead, man. We're sorry for laughing over
No, it's okay. There are two ways to play. You can do $12 unlimited play, or you can reserve a lane for $100 for all day, pretty much. I think it's a couple hours. They have a mystery beer machine where you can put in $2 and get any beer you want, or you can get a full bar if you don't like mystery beer machines. If you don't like getting kind of a watered-down beer, you can go the full bar, or you can bring in any kind of food you want. They don't care. You can play, eat, drink. Awesome, good time in Hamtramck, or before the DCFC game, you can go Fulling. So if you want to learn more, go to thefullingwarehouse.com. Again, that is thefullingwarehouse.com.
Flannel Sam. You're in the house for the Foaling Warehouse. Back at you here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl stick in for D-Mac, Sam Flannel. Of course, Mike Gentry as well. 9 Drinks. Wasn't this supposed to be the week devoted to college football? Originally, yes, 9 Drinks. That has been pushed back to next week. So we will be doing it. College football extravaganza. Hour of college football content every single show. We're going across the board. There will be a Mountain West segment. We're doing a segment on Mountain West football.
Riveting.
100%. The 11 o'clock CBS Sports Network game, Stick.
Hell
it's where
yes.
we live on this show.
That's the get-right game, isn't it?
Absolutely, it is. But we're going to give you the tools, though. We're going to talk some Mountain West football. Yeah.
Can't wait.
Absolutely.
Can't wait.
We're going to do them all, though. We are. We
Bart
got some
Scott. Can't wait.
Can't wait. Got some Big Ten stuff as well. We'll have a former Michigan State Super Bowl champion in the works. He will join us next week as well. So we're going to break it down from all angles. College football galore. We are doing it. So appreciate you, though, 9 Drinks, for sticking and staying with us. And Robert Closia on our YouTube chat thread. I went back to rewatch the Falcons opening drive, and what the hell were Barnes and Rodriguez doing? A long way to go, guys. And that was kind of my next checkpoint, where I was going to ask you guys, and feel free again on the YouTube chat thread. If you're watching on YouTube, you haven't subscribed, it's very easy. Click that subscribe button and jump in. And if you got good stuff to say, we'll read it. If you got bad stuff to say, we'll read it as long as it's good, as long as it's good bad stuff, if that makes any sense. I like to get people involved with the show. It's your guys' show. I let you program the show sometimes. Mike G, Rule Breaker, can you highlight the Utah State spread offense? We'll take a segment and we'll do it. See? Stick. Like, you laugh. Our people want it.
All right. Go for it.
But I did want to ask
about the
about
heavy Utah State contingent we have here in Southeast Michigan.
That's right. San Jose State, all Hawaii, all. But
don't mess with the Rainbow Warriors.
That's
man.
right, man.
I remember them on NCAA football on Genesis. They were the team you could run the best option with. Oof, love that team.
Killer
option.
Killer.
Can't wait till they bring back NCAA football.
You're hyped for it, aren't you?
I am. I got to get a PS5 or something. I don't even have it.
You don't have the latest platform?
I have a PS3.
So you're gonna have to jump back in.
That puts me behind the times, right?
But I did want to ask that question, though, Robert. So thank you for that very timely statement. Kerby Joseph, Malcolm Rodriguez, guys that came in with a lot of fanfare. Certainly, Malcolm Rodriguez has become a friend of the network. He's been on multiple times. We appreciate that.
Kerby Joseph was out at Feldman too. Remember?
He was out at Feldman Chevrolet
got
with
a puppy.
us. Yep.
From Detroit Dog Rescue.
Yeah, I chopped it up with them a couple times, and we were rapping. But what about those two? Because as Sam Flannel says, he's not a fan of the linebacking core. Malcolm Rodriguez could be your Amon-Ra St. Brown. Give it to me, you guys. Give it to me, you guys. What was the deal? Break it down for me.
Well, right off the bat, he makes a tremendous play on special teams. The guy was already tackled low, but he came in and finished him high. That was good. Got him some TV love. They started talking about, hey, the Lions, they feel like they stole this guy. They couldn't believe he fell to them in the 6th round. They really feel like they got a player here. And then he got out on the field. Didn't really make a ton of noise. He did shed some blocks, which were pretty nice. The heavyweights posted a video of him throwing a dude to the ground, which you love to see. Former wrestler, big dude up top. But he wasn't a standout. He wasn't overwhelmed by any stretch of the imagination, which I think is the litmus test with what you wanted in this first preseason game. Like, you didn't want him out there with his head spinning. He got beat a couple plays, but he also made a couple plays. So I'm expecting that out of a 6th-round pick. So to me, it was what I thought he would be. Making that first tackle off special teams, I think, gave him a little leg up and kind of set the tone for what he was going to do that game. But if we can get a good special teams player out of him and, we get somebody that's suitable at linebacker and is functional at linebacker, that's a steal of a 6th-round pick.
Because I thought it was getting to be a little much, like as far as the expectations for him. He had taken on the kind of this lore. Looted Corpse says Woodward Sports had Malcolm Rodriguez on. Yeah, we've had him on a couple times, as a matter of fact. Go back to the YouTube
Just go on
page.
YouTube, search Malcolm Rodriguez, Woodward Sports. He's boys with the heavyweights.
Yeah.
Like, they're best friends.
they are besties. So yeah, we've interviewed him a couple times on here. Go back. He is an engaging conversation. There is no doubt. But Sam Flannel, I thought it was getting a little overcooked as far as the expectations were for him. Kerby Joseph on the other side. Sam Flannel. What was a Sam Flannel breakdown?
I mean, I thought Kerby Joseph played pretty well. He was sort of all over the field. He led the team in tackles. The secondary as a whole, I think, played pretty well because he got most of his reps, if not all of them, against Desmond Ridder. And Desmond Ridder didn't exactly light it up. I thought he showed that he could be good in the run game. He was, Kerby Joseph was a guy to me that kind of flashed off the screen. I liked what I saw. I think at the safety position, Deshaun Elliott and Tracy Walker, they'll hold it down for a little while. But I could see Kerby Joseph by the end of the year actually being an impact player on this team. Because one thing he did at Illinois, which we didn't see in this game, was the ball could just found him. He has a nose for a football. He is a playmaker. And what I saw in that first game, I was impressed. I didn't see anything that gave me cause to pause. Just played a good game, made a lot of tackles, made some plays, and
so contributed.
That's all you want out of a preseason game one for Kerby Joseph. I would say he even exceeded my personal expectations for him personally.
And here's where it is with me, Sam Flannel, when you bring that up, because this goes back to my whole Brad Holmes thing now through 2 drafts. Like he drafts guys, and they do this weird thing where when you look up in the box score, there's this weird thing where their name is there, and then there's like actual numbers that aren't zeros next to the name.
Statistics?
Yeah, like they do stuff and stuff out there on the field. It's really wild, like they make tackles or they actually they play, so that's kind of cool, and that's all I'm looking for, because again, apparently I'm getting criticized for this. I'm looking 2 years out here with what they have coming down the way financially. They're getting the basis of rookie contract guys that play.
Yeah, Kerby Joseph led the team in tackles, 5 tackles, 1 assist. So
contribute.
You don't always want your cornerback to lead the team in tackles, but yeah, they're getting the guys that actually can make plays.
Do stuff. Be there. Still be with the team.
Yeah.
That's what's, and we can say,
not
look,
be a headache off the field,
right? Or aren't good enough on the field.
Yeah. No,
even more importantly.
Yeah, Malcolm Rodriguez only had 1 tackle that was off the opening kickoff. So, like I said, he really didn't show out when he was on the field as a linebacker.
Yeah, and so that's what it is for me. So, in that respect, the Aidan Hutchinson thing, and we're talking about a lot of the defensive guys here. These mid-round picks, now certainly Hutchinson was top of the draft guy, but these mid-round picks are going to get ample opportunity because they're cheap. So they're going to get every opportunity to get in there and play. And if you can, how do you guys define a hit? Stick, what would be a hit for you with like a Malcolm Rodriguez, a Kerby Joseph? What would be a hit?
If Malcolm Rodriguez turns out to be a starting linebacker, that's a hit.
That's a hit.
That's a hit. Period. Even if our linebackers suck,
even
if he's the fourth,
even if he's the 4th starting linebacker.
Yeah. If you can turn a 6th-round pick into an NFL starter,
that's a hit. That's a big hit.
Because literally, the further you go down in the draft, the way percentages, like 6th-round picks maybe hit 15% of the time, right? And if you can hit on that 15%, that's stealing from the draft. It literally is stealing.
The away fan, Neal or Stick, have you seen any of the World Cup juniors? Wings prospects have been doing great. Would love to hear your takes. The away fan, I'm going to have to admit, I missed the World Juniors. I did. It caught me slipping on that one. I have heard that, though, to be fair. I have heard that. But Sam Flannel,
Gentry's the hockey guy, so I was just pointing at Gentry to see if he knew anything about the World Juniors, but he's giving me the old, he's shaking me off. He's turning down the fastball.
No, I watched a little bit of the first game, and then I was going to watch yesterday, but they benched Edvinson I think they were going for the 2nd place game, so I didn't watch it. But there's been a few guys like Wallinder or whatever. He played for Team Sweden as well, and he's been making some noise, but I haven't been keeping up to date with it too much.
Fair. Yeah, that's where I was. I wasn't keeping up with it as well. But yeah, I think Stick's on board with that, where a hit is a guy that's going to play. I'm Salty says we need to stop drafting hurt players in the first 2 rounds. And, the book's out on that still.
I was going to say, okay, what's your history of saying that? When have we drafted hurt players in the first 2 rounds? This year, obviously, but outside of this year, what is your basis of that reference to say that we need to stop doing it?
Yeah, from back in the Boss Bailey days, they did that, and I actually talked to the medical people that were with the Lions at the time. They're like, we knew, we were rolling the dice, like we knew that it was degenerative.
Okay, outside of Boss Bailey 12 years ago, who else has there been?
And but that was from a different. See, I disqualify that. Right. That was that was that era. That was a different era. I think Brad Holmes is entitled to 1 roll of the dice. Even in the early returns that he's gotten from the draft, I think he's entitled to a roll of the dice.
And let's just be honest. Jamison Williams is worth the risk. he's worth the risk. If he pans out to be even 50% of what they think he is, he's worth the risk of going up and getting him. Josh Paschal, you look at his college resume. I was not a fan of that draft. I honestly, second round came. We were in here with Scott Bischoff covering the second round of the draft, and I'm like, who the hell is this guy? Then I did my research on him. I went back, watched film. Dude's a beast, man. He went up against SEC talent all season long and dominated on a Kentucky team where he's getting double teamed because they have nothing else. So, like, let's not call these guys anything yet. They're rookies. They haven't even stepped on the field. So you judging them off their injuries, I don't know. I think that's getting a little ahead of yourselves. If we're 8 weeks into this and Jameson's not on the field, Paschal's still not on the field, then yeah, we've wasted a little bit. But it's too early for me to question Brad Holmes in any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm Salty says I'm talking Levi hurt, J-Mo hurt, Paschal hurt. And that's, Levi played when he got here.
Yeah.
He did play at the beginning of the season. So, yeah, but we'll see how that stuff shakes itself out. And when Stick needs a haircut, we'll see how that shakes itself out.
And I do. I need to head over and see Alyssa over there and get my hair cut because she's the one who takes care of me here at the Lady Jane's headquarters in Birmingham, 15 Mile and Woodward. But I'm sure there's a Lady Jane's near you. So if you want to get feeling good before the weekend, make sure you go get that precision haircut and treated like a king. Walk in anytime at Lady Jane's because it's wicked awesome.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Neal Ruhl here for Odds Trader, the number one site for all of your game day betting activity. Play-by-play updates, live scores, and here's the most important part, everybody. The best price for every game from multiple sports books. You don't have to close out an app on your phone and go over to the other site, and then close out that app and go back to the other site. Oh, no, the line changed. Now let's go back to... No, it's all there in real time for you. Odds Trader does all the work. If you're in this and you're doing this, guys, you know how important this is, because why would you put more money at risk than you have to? You feel me here? Doesn't make a lot of sense to take the Cleveland Guardians minus 230 against the Tigers when you could have got them minus 210. Now, in the end, it won't matter because I was on vacation for a week, came back. The Tigers still had never won a game from the time I left to the time I came back. They didn't win a game the entire time I was gone. So I guess in the end, it doesn't matter where you're going to bet on the Cleveland Guardians. But if it's a number, you want a better number, oddstrader.com. That is the place to go, because don't give anything away, everybody. Why would you? It doesn't make sense to. Go to oddstrader.com right now for your best bet. On and poppin', Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Stick in for D-Mac, Darren McCarty. How often I got you this week, Stick?
This is it. You got Jeff the rest of the way after today.
Juicy J.
Yeah, normally Jeff would have been on with you today, but I got to go to the doctor. That it took me a week and a half to get into to go get my fracture looked at. So yeah, I had to hop
fracture
on this show.
You thought was a sprain.
Yeah, so for 2 weeks I just treated it like a sprain, wrapped it up, and then I was like, man, this thing still hurts. So then I finally went and got an x-ray, and they're like, yeah, that's because you have multiple fractures in your wrist. So that's why I've had this on for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and now I get to go to the doctor to find out how much longer. But yeah, no golf, no softball, can't do a damn thing around the house. I'm not left-handed. It's making everything awkward. I've never been injured in my life like this, and I feel like I let down my softball team. I'm sorry, Space Dogs. Sorry.
You did.
I did. I was batting fourth. I was batting cleanup. I was hitting about 750 on the season. Like, I was having best softball year of my life. And then
the golf game was coming together a little bit.
I played with you. I shot 10 over. That's really good for someone like me. 10 over is like spectacular in my world. So yeah, now I can't do any of it.
People talking about video game systems on the YouTube chat thread. Adam, Sega games are awesome.
Yeah, that's what I put, man.
Sega was the top dog. Marshall Faulk College Football, goated on the sticks.
Madden 94,
goated on the sticks.
They had like the extra one where you could actually store your teams in there and stuff like that. You had your little 3-box. You only had like 9 plays to call. Oh, man. What a great time. Hut, 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 hut. Like the weird sound effects, the pixelation of the players. What a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive. It was great. People accusing you of doing a different activity, and that's why your wrist is hurt. I will leave it.
Yeah, the 2 reactions I've gotten, like everybody assumed I got in a fight. And then everybody assumed I was,
doing
vigorously doing something else and fell off the couch.
But yeah, and guys, yes, as training camp pops
Stick
off.
is injury prone. Get out of here, Joey, 2 times. Get out of here with that nonsense.
Woodward Sports needs to stop drafting hurt players
in the second round.
We do use a lot of cap space on Stick, though. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I think I'm a bargain.
You outperform your contract.
That's for damn sure.
You do outperform your contract. I will give you that. Wayne Gretzky 3D hockey for the Nintendo 64. NHL 94 on Sega too. Goated on the sticks.
Yeah, the wraparound. Yeah, the wraparound that scores every single time. And then when they first put blood into the game after a check, oh man! But it was just like this weird little red.
That little red
floated
spot
out. Yes.
Yep. No, it was a golden time.
You remember Bill Laimbeer Combat Basketball on Nintendo? Now that was something.
And it was bad.
It was awful, but I loved it.
It was a Bill Laimbeer game.
Bill Laimbeer Combat Basketball. They need to bring that back.
Yes, they do. Rack, Stick, if you need a sub for softball, I got you. Rack plays in the travel leagues. And
I would
that
love
stuff.
that, Rack, but this week playoffs start, and you had to be on the roster during the regular season, and unfortunately, I'm screwed now. I was going to ask Braylon to sub because he subbed 1 week for us, but he went to Florida, so no Braylon.
No Braylon. There you go. Scott Klingler, Stick playing Madden 23 right now. It's awesome.
Can't wait. I got to get a system again because I used to enter Madden tournaments. I used to play in all these things.
Oh, you were deep in the streets.
Oh, man. Honestly, back in my day, I could play like a full season of Madden within, 15 hours. I'd sit there and play the whole damn season, draft a team. Like, I loved it. I loved Madden.
Joey, 2 times. I'll beat anyone anywhere at Tecmo Super Bowl. I'll beat you with the Buccaneers. Those are strong words, Joey, 2 times.
Yeah, give me Marcus Allen and Bo Jackson. You ain't touching a damn thing. Yeah. I'm putting Jerry Rice returning kickoffs, and you ain't touching him.
We need to set that up at a post game or a pregame show, like a little TV screen
Tecmo
on the side with Tecmo Bowl on there.
Nah. All we need is like a 4-bit TV.
Yeah.
Tecmo Bowl.
Oh man, those were the good old days. All this talk though about the hope for the Detroit sports scene, and we've gone deep. We've gone deep. Stick wants Lions glaze to coat its body and all that kind of stuff. We've gone deep, but it begs an interesting question.
So deep.
And I'm curious, and maybe we can get the YouTube poll on that, Gentry. What do you think? What current Detroit head coach will be here the longest?
Oof.
Your current Detroit coach that will be here the longest as it sits. Obviously, you guys know what the choices are.
Yep, Dwayne Casey.
Yep,
for the Pistons.
Derek Lalone with the Red Wings,
who was just signed. So that to me, logically, that would kind of give him a leg up. But Dan Campbell signed a 6-year contract in year 2, so he's got 4 years left on his contract.
Dwayne Casey with the Pistons.
I like what Casey's doing. I think he's a part of the culture there.
The players seem to like him.
He's not going away anytime soon. Casey's doing a great job.
And AJ Hinch.
You bring in a new GM, they may want to bring in their own guy. So, to me, it's got to be AJ Hinch is the first to go. The last to go, if Dan Campbell gets us back to what Jim Caldwell had us at, Dan Campbell's going to be here forever. If he gets us to a 9-7 season, or 9-8, or 10-7 within the next 2 years, Dan Campbell's going to be here at least the entirety of his 6-year contract. So I'm going to go with Dan Campbell, even though I don't want to see Casey go. I like what he's doing. I like the culture that they've built down there, too. Him and Troy Weaver are like boys, and they know what they're doing together. So, yeah, I got to go. Dan Campbell's going to be here the longest. Only, though, here's the caveat, as D-Mac would say, only if he turns this into a winning team soon, right? The next 2 years, a winning team.
Right.
And then he's pretty much wrote his – he could be here 10, 15 years easily.
Looted Corp says Dwayne Casey because he has Cade. And I think
there's that.
Casey's future is certainly tied to Cade Cunningham, where as long as Cade is cool, and you guys know the NBA works a little differently than some other sports might in terms of head coaches and coach-player relationships. But, it was just something we were kicking around and thinking about. And interesting here, right off the rip, in our YouTube chat poll, it's available for you to vote on right now. What current head coach will be in Detroit the longest? Dan Campbell, 47%, leading the way. Derek Lalonde at 45% in second. Casey, 4%, and Hinch, 4%. That's surprising.
It's surprising that those two are that close because, I mean, Hinch, I like Hinch as a manager, but when you have a GM change, you never know what the hell is going to happen. Are they going to come in and be like, yeah, AJ Hinch is my guy? Or are they going to be like, hey, I want to try a different form of baseball, not so analytic-driven. We're going to go this route. Who knows?
AJ Hinch is the only thing that I believe in.
Really?
In
that organization?
He's the only thing I believe in. I believe that you are a better baseball team. You will get more wins with AJ Hinch as your manager than you would without him.
I think he is a good manager. I have no problems with AJ Hinch. I just know the uphill battle he has. Like Dan Campbell, we've already seen the turn of the corner.
We're both right.
Yeah, both things can be right.
Both things can be true, and you're right, and I'm right. Where look, it's volatile, and that's with any organization. That's not just sports. That's a corporation. That's anything. When new people come in, they have people that they're comfortable with. And sometimes you will see change. I like to think that AJ Hinch, to me, is as close to a player as there is as a manager in MLB. And what I mean when I say that is he's got cachet, he's got the juice. He won a World Series. Say what you want. The Astros seem to be a pretty good team still. You know what I'm saying? They're still a pretty good team.
Sans trash cans.
Sure. They seem to be okay. Seems to be working out. They're going to beat the Yankees in the playoffs if they play each other, too.
We got Verlander.
Book that.
Yeah, I got Verlander. Verlander and Scherzer both having hell of a season. Imagine if those two are on the same team somewhere.
I'm more comfortable with Daz Cameron.
Yeah.
Me personally, because we don't know about Daz Cameron yet.
That jersey's on back order. They can't keep him in stock.
Right. Well, we don't know. To be fair, we don't know about Daz Cameron yet. That's what I was told.
Dan Campbell running away now, 51%. But still, we got to get that gap higher between Casey and Hinch, in my opinion. I don't. It's weird to me how so many people predict Dwayne Casey going away quicker. Because what has he done besides been given almost the worst roster in the NBA, the youngest roster in the NBA, and evolved them every season? What more do you want out of the coach that's with the Pistons right now? We're not a championship caliber team, but this is the learning process, right? This is the Rick Carlisle era. Maybe we move Casey down the road for a Hall of Fame coach like a Larry Brown, but for this moment, right now, there is no better coach for the Detroit Pistons than Dwayne Casey.
And he's proven too, right?
Yes.
He's a level guy where that was the knock, right, with him in Toronto. He got them to a level. And ultimately, they couldn't get over the hump. They brought somebody else in. They did get over the hump.
Well, and they brought in Kawhi Leonard, too. You got to add that to the mix. Nick Nurse just walked into a championship.
Right.
I mean, come
fair.
on.
Absolutely fair. But, when you look at it from the perspective of he's got an established resume of getting you to a level, you just got to get him, and he had, DeMar DeRozan. And
coached him up. And what I like about the Pistons, too, is their whole system, bringing the crews down here and just how they evaluate players and how they bring them up through a system. That's going to help in the long run. It's going to take a couple years to get there, so don't be impatient with the Pistons. But, man, finally, Dwayne Casey at least has some tools in his belt where he can go to work. Everybody's complaining about his rotations. What the hell am I supposed to do? Putting Corey Joseph.
What's your rotation?
Oh yeah, Corey Joseph coming off the bench. We're doing it. Saban Lee. Like nobody can perfect those rotations. Nobody. Phil Jackson couldn't do anything with those rotations.
No, I got one good rotation for you, though. You can rotate your Cintron because the summer Cintron is here and now Cintron's available at your local Kroger store. You can pick some up the next time you're grocery shopping. They got a good deal going, too. If you haven't tried it, give it a try. 2 cans, $4. Come on, you're going to spend $4 for a can of that other crap that you're drinking. So how about you make the move and go to Cintron? It's a new energy drink for the active lifestyle. Drink it, live it with Cintron.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer at Academy Warren. I want to welcome you to the brand new field house. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM, latchkey, small classroom sizes, learning street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Holton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
Neal Ruhl here for the Monroe Street Midway. It's open and popping in downtown Detroit. Enjoy basketball, roller skating, mini golf, art, live music, food trucks, and more. A fun, safe environment for everybody, ages 1 to 100. If you haven't been down there yet, do me a favor. Right now, your computer, go to deckedoutdetroit.com. Again, deckedoutdetroit.com for more information. Brought to you by Bedrock Detroit. Coming on the stretch here, Big D Energy. Good to be back in the saddle. Show's flying by. Stick, throwing that soft cast around in the air. He's going to find out what's going on with the wrist a little bit later on today, so we will know.
Hoping I don't need physical therapy and all that. Like, I don't have time for this crap. I really don't. Like, just heal. Just heal.
Speak it into existence.
Right, like, come on. You can do it, wrist.
Yeah, you can do it. YouTube chat poll. What current Detroit head coach will be here the longest? Dan Campbell, 57% of the vote. Derek Lalone at 33%. Dwayne Casey with 7%. And A.J. Hinch at 3%. And you know what's funny? And look, I'm not disputing that. On the surface, I want to say A.J. Hinch should be getting more love. But the bottom line is the organization's not going to help him.
That's the problem.
That's going to seal his fate.
Honestly, looking at this is a nice list of head coaches. At least we can look at the list, and we have 4 respectable head coaches in those positions. Now, are they in different situations? Of course they are. But attached to all these head coaches, I think we have GMs that we all believe in, except for the Tigers, and that's what puts A.J. Hinch in kind of this limbo area where it's like, yeah, we trust A.J. Hinch. We don't trust the other people.
Tim Boyle on our YouTube chat thread says, any truth about the Mason Rudolph stuff, Neal?
Yeah. You hear about that?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard about it. I know a guy in Pittsburgh radio said that he expects him to be traded to the Lions. I don't know. I will say this, though. And look, there's 2 angles for this for me with this Mason Rudolph thing. And I've always held true about this. The backup quarterback and the discussion about signing a backup quarterback and the people that talk about the backup quarterback and the media entities that if your backup quarterback's playing, it's over.
Pretty much. Yes. Unless he's Chad Henne.
I don't spend a lot of time thinking about the backup quarterback because if he's in the game, OVA, it's over.
No, I mean, when have you seen a backup quarterback lead a team through the playoffs?
Doesn't happen. You had the Eagles, where it popped up, but that was Nick Foles. He's a different animal.
Well, and also Carson Wentz led them to like an 11-2 record before he got hurt. I don't think Nick Foles would have led them the whole season to that good of a record and had the first-round bye and home field advantage.
But
they
were a good team.
But there's an exception to every rule.
Right.
And it's Nick Foles.
Right. So
outside of that, who else is there?
Yeah.
And I'm to you, like, the fact that we're having the backup quarterback debate here a lot on this network means I think we're doing pretty good on offense. Because if that's what we're not worried about, who's gonna tote the rock this year? Who's gonna be our number one wide receiver? Who's starting at left tackle? It's no, our backups. We're worried about that. That's a good position to be in.
Right. So and again, it's one of those things for me where it just doesn't matter. And everyone talks about it, and I'm never going to do that. I'm never going to break it down. And who was it? Somebody asked me on the YouTube chat thread, Neal, what do the financials look like for a Mason Rudolph trade? He's on a $3 million deal this year. He's an unrestricted free agent next year. So it's basically a free spin for the Lions financially, if they wanted to go down that road, depending on what they give or anything like that. I think the Lions have $9-ish million in cap space right now as it sits. So, they could absorb it. It's certainly something that they could take on. And I think that I think the Lions are sitting on that cap space right now. Linebacker. Right. Surprising cut.
Roquan Smith, let's go.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh, easy guy. Like a surprising linebacker cut. They would like to jump to the front of the line for that, be able to offer the biggest money. Because, look, they know. Like, guys, this by no means is a finished product.
No.
This especially this defense. They've only recently started construction. Like the materials are. My neighbor in my subdivision's building a deck, and the other day they came and they dropped off all the planks and everything like that. That's essentially what the Lions have done on defense right now.
Yeah, they're at the Alta stage. They're just calling for all the equipment. Right. Bring it in. Uptime matters with the Lions too. Like, we need to build this damn team up real quick.
Yeah,
Alta, help us out. Bring in the backhoes. Let's do this.
The quotes have been obtained.
Yes.
The company's been hired. They're starting to drop the materials off, but that's where it is. We're still a week away.
We got the blueprints ready to go. We just don't have the materials to actually build the damn thing.
Yeah, you're still waiting for the paperwork to process with the county for the building permit. Like, that's what it is. Everything's ready to go. It's just, for me, they know. They know what the deal is. They have some money to spend. Yes, they could absorb a quote Mason Rudolph trade, but I don't care. I don't care about. This was a huge thing. Like, people got all worked up. Am I bad at my job because of that, or no?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so at all.
Okay. I was just looking for some confirmation bias there. What say you, Sam Flynn? Are you a big Mason Rudolph guy?
No, I mean, I'm kind of with you that the backup quarterback position is kind of irrelevant. If almost any team in the NFL lost their starting quarterback, they'd be screwed. Unless if you have like an amazing roster and a guy like Nick Foles, like the Eagles, but that's very, 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 very rare. So the backup quarterback, to me, I am okay. I have made peace with the fact that if Jared Goff does get hurt, that the season's over and maybe they can get a better draft pick. That's my angle on it.
My. How much stock we put into Jared Goff now. Isn't that crazy? Like, at the beginning of last year, it was, Jared Goff, not that great of a quarterback. Then he played, and everyone's like, get this guy out of here. We want somebody else in. Then the backups played, and it was like, Jared Goff isn't that bad. Like, look what these guys are doing. We need Jared Goff back. And now, I think at the end of the season, he proved to us that, hey, Jared Goff can be a viable quarterback if the offensive line is healthy, if he has the proper weapons. It's almost a lot of the Matt Stafford conversations we used to have if he was here. Well, if Matt Stafford had a better offensive line, well, if he had a running game, well, if he had wide receivers, if. And it's like, you're right. If everything is right, the quarterback should be able to perform. And I think if we provide Jared Goff with that, we have a guy that has taken a team to a Super Bowl. We have a guy that can manage a game. I'm not talking he has to go out there and win games. He just got to not lose games. And Jared Goff is that guy not to lose games.
JD Smith 3111 says, Neal, you're bad at your job, but not for that. So, okay, that's all I was looking for, man. That's all I wanted to know. It's just I never understood the whole backup quarterback thing. I've never understood how much people talk about it. I've never understood how fired up people get about it. I never got it. If your backup's playing, you're losing. And if you're to the point where the backup's going to have to play, like through non-performance or whatever, season's over anyway. So, hell, I want you to lose. So,
yeah, I want a bad backup almost. Let's tank without tanking.
Sure. So, that's... I don't know. It doesn't matter, I guess, is the long answer to your question. What do you think about the proposed Mason Rudolph trade? Doesn't matter. Yeah. Next question. But yeah, I mean, and Streetwise says Goff success is a Lions success would be the ultimate rags to riches story. But Goff success is a Lions success.
I don't know about rags to riches, but yeah, Goff.
No, for anytime the Lions are involved with winning, it's rags to riches.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. In the Lions scenario, sure. Jared Goff, though, not so much. He came from L.A., Super Bowl to here. But either way, what you were talking about earlier with the Lions, I don't know, man. I just hope they can get it together. And if we're focused on, like I said, if we're focused on the backup quarterback, we're doing a good thing. The offense is in good shape. But if you want to get my interest for a backup quarterback, Gardner Minshew. That's my guy.
We all like jorts.
Yeah, we all like working out in your jock strap in the middle of the locker room.
Yeah, goofy mustaches. We all love
that's what I want. Some entertainment out of my backup. I don't get that out of Blau or Boyle. I just get bad quarterback play.
What are you talking about? I was told that in May that Blau threw a laser beam into the end zone for a touchdown. So David Blau, I mean, he was doing it. Were you not told that, Sam Flannel?
That's what we were told.
From people that are in the building?
Oh my goodness! If you have to talk about David Blau and any positive, right? You're lying. Either you're lying or it's completely irrelevant. like little what was it? Off-season workout throws. Come on. Who cares?
Elijah Robert Cinema on the YouTube chat thread says, LOL, Goff isn't a viable anything. And that's not what I was told, man. True. Like, remember we did the polls. Is he a good value at 60% of Lamar Jackson's money? 80% of you said yes. Is he a good value at 60% of Kyler Murray's money? Over 80% of you said yes. So somebody's lying. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody's lying there.
I look at the numbers. Goff is serviceable. Goff is what we have right now, and it's like rooting for the pilot of your plane to suck. Your plane's going down, folks. So what are you doing? If you hate Goff, be on the Goff bandwagon still, because you need him to succeed for the Lions to succeed, period.
Mike G says, I was told we had unlimited tokens on the Blau trade. We do, apparently. The away fan says, Neal needs a shirt that says, I was told. I do need it. I'm just telling you what I was told. You guys were told it, too. We were told together.
That's Neal's way of distancing himself from it. No, this isn't my opinion.
Yeah. I was told. Well, I was told over and over again by people in the building.
Yes. Well, you were lied to over and over again.
I guess I need a guardian.
Guardian alarm. If you need protection, if you're going out of town for the weekend, try to squeeze one more vacation in before summer ends and before football season gets here, because we know Sundays we're all going to be locked in. Just call 1-800-STAY-OUT right now, and you can get that expert home security from Guardian Alarm. They've been doing it over about 100 years, so go to the experts. They've stayed up to date with all the technology and can provide you with everything that you need. You want it today? Call 1-800-STAY-OUT. That's 1-800-STAY-OUT. And let them know that Woodward Sports sent you.
With an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you want to know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Big Frog in Novi. If you're looking for a new wardrobe and you're like, damn, I need a new t-shirt, but I don't have a lot of money, we'll get you one for free. And it's got the Woodward Sports logo on it. All you got to do is go to Big Frog in Novi, walk in and say, hey, I want my free Woodward Sports t-shirt. They have them ready, or they'll print one for you right there on the spot, because that's how they do things. No setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimums, 24-hour turnaround. Big Frog in Novi. Go say hi and let them know that Woodward Sports sent you. Get that free t-shirt.
Final segment of the show, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl. Stick in for D-Mac. D-Mac on vacation this week. I will have Juicy Jeff Iafredi will be in the studio the rest of the week to ride it out. We got Sam Flannel. We got Mike Gentry here in the spot as well. And our YouTube chat thread, AC, says Neal is a politician. I've never lied to you guys, though. That's the difference. I've always 100% honesty in everything I've ever said. So, I don't do stuff for bits. I don't do stuff for content.
But you can buy him, which is very political.
Well, yeah. I mean, I can be lobbied.
Yes.
It's legal. I was told it's legal.
I was told Neal Ruhl could be bought. That's what I was told. By Neal Ruhl.
Source?
The guy.
Last segment of the show, we do it. Questions for Woodward Sports. You want to do that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Question for Woodward Sports.
Any questions?
Stick, any question you guys got. Feel free to fire those away. But, final couple minutes of the show. And, just get you caught up on our YouTube chat poll. Which current head coach will be in Detroit the longest? Dan Campbell, 61%. I'm shocked.
I'm not, because you know what that shows me? Just faith in the Lions.
It's football season?
The Kool-Aid season is here. It's preseason. Yeah, let's ask this come week 8. But no, it just shows everybody has supreme faith in that the Lions have turned the corner. It's a different feeling. Nationally, it's a different feeling. Locally, it's a different feeling in Allen Park, in that locker room. And this is coming from players. This is coming from coaches. This is coming from Hard Knocks. Even the producer of Hard Knocks is saying, hey, we got more clips in week 1 that we were excited about than most of the seasons we get for the full season with other teams. Like, even Hard Knocks has bought into the Lions. So I'm not surprised everybody's buying into Dan Campbell. I'm bought into Dan Campbell, and I also think it's a part of wishful thinking. We want Dan Campbell here. Can you imagine a tenured Dan Campbell? Like, rookie Dan Campbell coaching was fun. Tenured Dan Campbell? Oh, my God. He's going to be whatever the hell he wants to be.
Yeah. YouTube chat thread, and whatever questions you guys got, feel free to fire away. Southpaw Slabs. Have you ever considered Woodward Sports card breaking segment? That's becoming popular, the card breaking and memorabilia.
We did an opening. I brought in a pack of, I believe, 1981 Topps football cards, because I have a bunch of unopened packs at my house. Like, and I also have 1989 score packs that weren't open. And we did one here. Absolutely. I think I got an Art Monk card. That was like the most exciting thing. But yes, actually, Southpaw Slabs, who's normally in the chat, that's what he does for a living. So yeah, it's something we discussed.
Yeah. Patty Grimes, Neal, would you give up one of your air conditioners for a Lions Super Bowl win? Yes. I would.
I'd go without power. There's nothing I wouldn't do for a Lions Super Bowl win.
And you know what's funny? We're still under, in Washington Township, we're still under the boil water. We're like one of the 5 cities that are still.
I'd go Amish for a full year if the Lions won.
And you know what? I adapted.
Yeah.
I still am taking a shower, though. Like, I'm just don't drink the water.
Proud of you, Neal.
Well, no, you know what I'm saying? Because my wife is like, she's kind of weirded out. She's like, she went to her parents' house, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna take a shower while I'm over there." I still took a shower there, even with the boil water advisory. Figure if I don't drink it, I'll be fine, right?
I think you're fine. It's like Mexico.
Just don't drink it.
Yeah.
Just don't drink it, and you'll be fine. Jan says, ask Neal, what is the plane app again? Oh, Flight Tracker app. We discussed this before.
Oh, hell yeah.
It was very geeky. The geekiest thing that you do, and that's my thing. If I look up and see a plane, I'll go on my phone and look and see where the plane's going.
Where's the plane going?
It's so geeky.
Hey, what's funny is you've put that into my brain, so now every time I see a plane, I'm like, I wonder if Neal Ruhl's tracking that one.
Streetwise, which coach do you hope stays the longest? I mean, again, I hope it's Dan Campbell. It's just that's one of my remaining questions with the Lions. Can Dan Campbell coach? Like when you're 7-5 and you're playing for your playoff lives and it's a fourth quarter and a decision's got to be made, can he make it?
And that's the thing. We have never seen any of these 4 coaches coach when there's expectations.
Right.
When there's meaningful games.
Well, and not even expectations, just when it's all on the line.
Right.
And we forgot, and that was something too, like when I went to New York and went to the Mets game, I had forgotten when your team is good and has good players, the juice that's in the stadium.
Oh, it feels so good.
It's
man.
awesome.
It's amazing. It really is. I mean, like, going back to those old Tiger teams like Comerica Park, I know baseball's kind of dying out, period, but, man, an electrified Comerica Park when a baseball game's going on and a home run's hit or a big strikeout comes, there's nothing like that feeling. Nothing.
Yeah, and it is. It's just the juice in the park, man. It's intoxicating. And those are expectations because the fans expect to win.
Yeah.
Because you've been winning.
Yeah.
It was fun, man. George Ribble says, I would go without AC. Let me see. Mike G. Ask Rule Breaker. Stick did great today, but with the bad wrist, he wouldn't be able to park cars at your next Two Furnaces estate party. What can he do? I would guess he could serve food, like because we don't, if it's an estate party, we don't have like full meals. We have hors d'oeuvres, right?
Can I be asked to put on the champagne flutes? I can walk around.
Yeah, you would do something.
Working.
you would do something that involves the tray, be it the hors d'oeuvres, the caviar, the champagne flutes, as you said, something like. You could still be of service, and the wrist thing would be a good towel holder.
There you go, and it would cover it up.
I think we could still put.
You have an extra monocle I can borrow?
I don't know what a monocle is.
Bull.
I don't.
You rich
what is
mother.
It?
That's what Mr. Peanut wears.
Oh, the one eyeglass.
Yeah, monocle, one.
One.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
All right.
Okay, so, hey, Stick, appreciate you, man, tapping in. It was a good show, man. Good run.
Always fun to do a show with you, Neal. We didn't get to talk about the main drama of yesterday, and we'll get to that, but just know we never got the results of the two-man scramble yesterday because some drama went down on the 18th green, and once we discuss with the people about it happening, we'll discuss if we can talk about it on the air. But it's been a great story around here at Woodward Sports. I'll leave you guys to speculate.
Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Well, see you later.